Stay tuned. We're doing a walkthrough of the kindergarten curriculum at Liberty University Online Academy. Hey there, everybody. I'm Tracy from teachmetracy.com. And on this channel, you're going to see videos all about the tips, tools, and tricks to thrive in a homeschool lifestyle. In today's video, we're actually going to do a walkthrough of the kindergarten curriculum at Liberty University Online Academy. So as with our look at the first grade curriculum, I cannot show you the actual curriculum that Liberty uses. What I can do, though, is show you the results. So I'm going to walk you through the curriculum, and then we're going to take a look at some of Eric J's work that he submitted throughout his kindergarten year. So it gives you a little bit of an idea about what the students should be producing in their kindergarten year. And then I also had a parent ask me how intense the kindergarten curriculum was, and I'll let you be the judge of that. I didn't think it was super intense. I thought it was a fair and balanced approach to kindergarten, but at the same time, it was challenging too. So I thought it was just the right amount of balance. Before we get to the actual results of the curriculum, I just want to give you an overview of what is included with the kindergarten curriculum at Liberty. So when you pay your tuition, it is $1,647 for the year, and that includes 3 subjects. So you're getting literacy, Bible, and math for the kindergarten program. And you can pay that all at once in one chunk, or you can pay the one-time fee to set up a payment plan. And this makes it really reasonable and economical if you do it this way. So there's a one-time $50 fee to set up a payment plan, which is non-refundable. But then your tuition works out to be $169.70 per month. So it's really reasonable and economical. Also, don't forget, if you are some of these folks that qualify for a discount, for instance, if you are on the pastoral team, those folks get a 10% discount. Military gets a 10% discount. First responder families get a 10% discount. Missionary families get a 10% discount. And if you have 3 children or more enrolled at Liberty, you also qualify for a 10% discount. So it is super reasonable. 2 of the biggest reasons that we started out with Liberty in kindergarten was, 1, I wasn't interested in pulling a curriculum out of my colon. So that was the biggest reason, because I'm a little bit on the lazy side. And the second reason was I wanted some backup on the administrative side. We do report directly to the state, and they are wonderful in the county that we live in. So we don't have an issue of getting a compliance, but circumstances can always change. And I wanted some backup on the administrative side. So those are 2 of the biggest reasons. For other reasons that we chose Liberty, I will link above in the iCard the review that I did on Liberty University Online Academy and why we use it. So now that we've talked about what the tuition is and what subjects are included with your tuition, let's go ahead and outline what's included in these individual subjects. So we're going to start with literacy first. Literacy in the kindergarten level at Liberty University Online Academy focuses on phonics, writing, early reading, as well as beginning letter sounds. They really want the kindergarten student to expand their use of oral language and also apply it to written language. Also remember that Reading Express is included with your kindergarten tuition at Liberty University Online Academy. So there are quite a few games, letter recognition, those kinds of things. And Eric really looked forward to playing some of those games. And if you've ever been on Reading Express, I think they do a really great job of getting the engagement with the kids. So there's a combination of computer work or screen time. There is some screen time involved with Liberty University Online Academy, but they do combine it with worksheets and also games and hands-on activities. If you have a tactile or a kinesthetic learner in your homeschool, they try to spread it out so that your child's not focused totally on the screen all the time. So within the structure of the literacy program, in kindergarten at Liberty University, you are going to get some science and some social studies. So it's not broken out separately because these are the little guys, right? And so you need to have some social studies and some science in your curriculum because those subjects are going to be required. But Liberty does a nice job of incorporating those into the literacy program itself. There are some civics lessons. There's another unit on maps and globes. There's a unit on the sun. They learn about bears and the classification and differences between the two. And then there's stories that are involved and all kinds of fun things that we did with the bears unit. They also learn about plants and how things live. So all of those things that we just talked about, all of those units that are incorporated in the literacy program, while you are teaching science and social studies, they're also learning how to read, and they're learning how to make a sentence structure, and they're learning how to break words down and word sounds, and they're learning it all at the same time. So they do a very nice job of dovetailing everything together, in my opinion. I don't know about other curricula. I just thought it was a nice way to do all of it. You can get an overview also of the kindergarten curriculum if you go to Liberty University's website, and I'll link it down below in the description box so that you can check it out when you have a chance. So this was a very visual and creative way to solidify the part of this lesson that they were learning. And then one of my favorites was, and one of Eric's favorites too, was this book report here that we did on George Washington. Our normal process during this is for us to discuss what we just learned, and I will ask him some key questions, and then he will tell it to me, and then I was in the habit of writing it down for him, and then he would take what we had written down together and then write that on the piece of paper. So it does take a little bit of time, but it encourages kids with their, not only their critical thinking skills, but sometimes the little ones have trouble just getting started. And so you have to help them along a little bit. A kindergartner is certainly not going to be able to produce a book report all on his own. Here is another fun historical figure that we that we read a book on, and then we produced a report. And also the artwork that went along with it was Pocahontas. Oh, here we go. This was a fun one too. So this was all about what is a noun. And so they had to cut out the definition and then the different person, place, or thing, and then draw the artwork that underneath it. And so the little tabs were flipped up. So you can probably see that on the pictures. This was in our weather unit, and this was rain cloud in a jar. Next up, this is a really, really, really cute. It's such a cute video. They're so cute when they're in kindergarten. I can't even stand it. It's so cute. But this is a short clip of a weather forecast that he actually produced. And we were at my mom's house when we recorded this, and my mom was quick to make the microphone and the little cue cards that he has here with him in this. So this was a fun project too.
Today, we are going to tell you my weather report. Special weather alert. Today, the weather is sunny. It feels warm. Thank you, bye. We're going to tell you about animals give us today.
On the farm, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of animals live on the farm?
Pigs, cows, chicken.
Uh-huh.
What does chicken make for us?
You tell me. What does a chicken make for us?
Eggs. And what's cow give us? Milk. Pig give us bacon.
Uh-huh.
And
Are there sometimes sheep on the farm?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do sheep give us?
Wool.
Wool, right?
Mm-hmm. On their back.
Uh-huh. Yes, they sure do. So that about wraps up the literacy program at Liberty and gives you a little bit of look. And they're so cute when they're in kindergarten at this age, going back and looking at, even though Eric is he's 7 now, so he's going into the 2nd grade. It hasn't been that long since he was in kindergarten, but you can see how much he's grown and changed over the past couple of years. It's just amazing to me. A lot of cuteness going on there. The second subject that you're going to get in Liberty's kindergarten curriculum is going to be Bible. There's 5 things they want to get accomplished in the Bible program. 1, they want the students to get to know the Bible. 2, they want to encourage a relationship with God. 3, they focus a little bit on memorization, but it's not too overwhelming for the students. This was Eric's first official Bible class, because when they go to Sunday school, it's not exactly, there's no tests or curriculum attached. And so it's more playing usually when they go to church, or at least in our church, because they're so young, it's kind of hard to teach them. So this was his first time in a formal classroom type of Bible experience. And he did fairly well with the memorization. So it's not too bad for the students. And the memorization that I'm talking about is they don't have to write the entire verse when it comes to the test, because that's a little bit overwhelming for kids. They have to plug in when it comes to the test certain key words. They do have to know them for the test, but they don't have to memorize big chunks of Bible verses. So they do want you to practice memorization, but it's not so overwhelming for little kids. 4, they want the students to recognize that there are 2 books of the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, right? The 5th thing is they want the students to begin to recognize the basic principles of a biblical worldview. Yep, still have a problem saying it. It's been 7 months and I still can't say it. From a biblical worldview. That is hard to say all at one time. Anyway, they want the students to look at decisions that they're making and their life in terms of what God wants for them. So now that I have said all of that, let's look at a couple of projects that Eric did in kindergarten. So the first one that I want to show you, this was actually Jacob's ladder, and it's, I know, I propped it up on the paintbrush jar that's in our classroom just so I could snap a photo of it, but it's not the jar behind it. It's we made Jacob's ladder with popsicle sticks and then put the yarn around it for the ladder rungs. So this was a lot of fun. And these Bible projects that you're making, you can also count these as your art credit if you're doing a Bible project that includes arts and crafts. So count that as your art credit for the week, so you can get credit twice. Once for Bible, which is usually counted as your elective for your evaluation, and 2 for your art project. This is a crown that we made. I can't remember. Oh, I'm trying to remember what lesson this is. Anyway, they had the kids just trace out a crown on construction paper, and then Eric colored his, and then he wanted to put some glitter, so that's why glitter is all over the table. Oh joy. I think some of it is still in the cracks there that you see, but anyway, and then you just fold it together and glue the ends together, and that's your crown. So that was another, this could count also for art if this was a lesson that you were making, so you wouldn't necessarily have to do a separate art project that week. And then here's the last Bible project that I wanted to show you. So you can see that there are quite a bit of hands-on projects that are incorporated with the Bible curriculum. And like I said, most of these are stories. So the way that the Bible curriculum usually works is that Monday starts out with the memory verse and then the Bible story that goes along with it. And then Tuesday, you're still kind of focused on that. Wednesday, there's usually a project to do related to it. Thursday, there's a devotional, which shows the student how the Bible story in the first part of the week relates to their own life and how you can mesh the 2 together. And then on Friday, there's either a test or a quiz, depending on where you are in the unit. So let's move into Liberty's kindergarten math program. Sets and ordering numbers, counting to 100, counting backwards. They'll learn how to subitize. That's a fancy word for looking at a representation of a number, like on the face of a die, and being able to recognize it without counting it. I know. They never called it subitizing when I was a kid, so that was a new vocabulary word for me too. They also learned 5 and 10 frames, and then the days and the months. And then there's a money unit. So they learn basic money in kindergarten math also, but that's not till the very end. They're also going to work on data collection and basic graphs. But again, those things are not until the very end of kindergarten. So kindergarten math starts out very, very basic. So let's look at some of Eric Day's work, and we're going to do it in a progression so you can see how the math program builds on itself. And we're going to look at some of his worksheets and work that he turned in, as well as some of the presentations. This was one of the very first assignments that we turned in, and it's just recognizing numbers and then being able to put the actual number of the object and recognizing that this is 1 and what does 1 represent. So you can see there's 1 marker, 1 sticker, 1 rock. And then for 2, there's 2 pom-poms, 2 rocks, and then 2 markers. So very, very basic. This is how the program starts out. Then you're going to move on to something like this, identifying numbers and recognizing what's missing. They're giving an example of 2 numbers, and then the student has to fill in the missing one. Then you move on to something like this. So these are patterns, and recognizing the different patterns. And it's always a bonus when they work with food, right? Because you get a snack. A lot of these math projects are done with either a set of dice. We work a lot with dominoes. We work a lot with food with math. So there's a lot of hands-on stuff in addition to the worksheets and the games and everything that goes along with this program. Then about halfway through the curriculum, we're now at the point where they're comparing objects, what's taller, what's shorter, what's longer, that kind of thing. So that's what this is representing here.
We have 3 options. We have the eraser is the shortest, the Coke is next, and the teddy bear, my teddy bear, is the tallest.
Again, it's just giving them practice with presentation and demonstrating to the teacher that he understands the difference between shortest and tallest. Then we move on to something like the days of the week.
Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week. There's Sunday, there's Monday, and there's Tuesday. There's Wednesday, and there's Thursday, and there's Friday, and there's Saturday. Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week.
Whoever did it first, clever. Then we move on to basic fractions. At the very end of kindergarten math is the money unit. And the last one is a picture of the inside of the final project that they created, which is a coin book. He had to make up a story and tell all about starting from the penny and then going to the quarters. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea about the progression that they take in math. Some of the other things that students will be learning in the kindergarten curriculum, which I did not show you on screen, are adding 2 numbers to get a sum, subtracting 2 numbers to get the difference. They learn 2D shapes and units of measure. So hopefully that answers your questions about the kindergarten curriculum. The admissions phone number is 866-418-8741. You can also chat with a live representative once you go to their website, and I'll link that down below in the description box. Both of those can be reached Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. You can also send them an email at luoainfo@liberty.edu. Remember, at Liberty, you can always take advantage of the payment plans, which make it super affordable. Also, remember, if you're not ready to go all in and you just want to try out the curriculum, you can enroll your student on a part-time basis, but just realize you will have to make up the other parts that you're not enrolled in. So let's say you just wanted to take advantage of the literacy program at Liberty, then you would be responsible for adding another elective and adding the math portion to make up for the curriculum that you're not receiving at Liberty. You can do part-time enrollment through all grades at Liberty, but just remember, whatever you're not taking at Liberty, you're going to have to supplement somewhere else. I hope that answers all of your questions. If I missed anything, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. That's all I have for you this week. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.